want to thank you everyone for being here today and for giving me this opportunity to share my story and my feeling with you. My name is Miriam Salami. I'm a Syrian refugee artist who came to Australia 3 years ago. I'm from Christian family. I never needed to say that here or in my country because Muslim and Christian, we always live together in harmony and peace. But I say this today because I need to explain that my family and I escaped from Syrian regime violence before even ISIS existed in my country. The Assad regime claims that it protects minorities like us from extremist groups, but that's not true. The regime protects itself by using minorities as a playing card to tell Western societies that it's the only source of protection for us. In early 2011, a peaceful revolution for freedom and democracy has started in my country. Syrian people took to the street, calling for rid the dictatorship regime. But from the very beginning, the Syrian regime responded by arresting and killing anyone who opposed it. During the revolution, I was an activist. I recorded video to document Assad abuses, and my friend and I established a magazine. But we had to stop publishing it after only 6 months because the Assad regime attacked twice the place that we were meeting in and committed a horrific massacres there. One instance including killing 20 young men, arresting 150 people. Among them were women who were stripped naked in public. Later, I started to receive many arrests, rape, and death threats by the Syrian security. So I was forced to leave my home, my memories, and all my life to go to Lebanon. I had no choice but to flee. At this time, my art teacher and the closest person to my heart, Wael Kassoun, was arrested by the Syrian intelligence and tortured to death. His only crime was refusing to draw a painting that supports Syrian regime. His body was found by accident in a military hospital amongst 200 bodies. The Syrian security was preparing to bury them in mass grave without letting their family know where they are or what happened to them. This is unique story of our daily deaths in Syria. The Syrian people carry on living while death is only seconds away from them. There is no choice for them but to flee to bordering countries, to live in camps which lack the basic necessities of life, where there is no future, no protection, no prospects. This is especially true for our children who are being forced to work in appalling conditions in order to help their family. A whole generation that has lost their childhood and its most basic rights. When I was in Lebanon, I met many Syrians' family. I witnessed their suffering. Many were living on the street and under the bridge. Watching these people, I felt such rage, sadness, and helplessness at the same time because I was in the same situation as them. I knew that the UN wasn't going to provide these people with any adequate assistance. My family and I stayed in Lebanon for 1 year. Only after 11 months did the UN call us to collect aid voucher. Even they did nothing when I had with my friend been attacked and were nearly kidnapped by Bro Hezbollah. The way the UN treated us and other Syrians in front of the UN building was humiliating and inhuman. This is not to mention the plight of the majority of Syrian refugees who stuck in the camps and cannot obtain a humanitarian visa because they need a relative to sponsor their application. A refugee visa should be given based on the dire situations that refugees live in, on the risks that threaten their life, not whether they have relatives that can support their application. I can't understand how the Australian government provided the refugee who came by humanitarian visa with all the rights here, but forbid these same rights for refugees who come by boats and put them for years in detention center.